What's up, everybody? It's Jeremy here from OCEANBOUND, and I know you're all expecting a part 3 of my big wing series. I was kind of hoping to get all that done for this week, but FedEx just, took longer than expected to deliver the 8-meter Strike CWC wing. The F1 sent me the demo back to back with my V2, and my schedule just hasn't really lined up with the wind in the last week. But this is my life. I'm eternally coming from behind, and I'm okay with that. Somewhat related, I recently was going out on a light wind session at Pleasure Bay, and my friend Sean asked me if I wanted to try his 1525, his high aspect 1525. Now, I've never tried that one, and I was curious because my go-to light wind foil was a 1325, and the conditions were light. No one was up on foil yet. I wanted to be the first, so I gave it a try. It was over a year ago where I did a video where I tested my 1325 and my 1550 kind of back to back to figure out which would be, my biggest and light wind foil. And I've already moved down from the 1850 and the 2400. They got you into some super light wind stuff, but they were no longer fast enough to have fun, specifically for wave riding. So the 1325 won, and it was getting me up in the same conditions and wind as like the 1550 was faster, but the trade-off was it wasn't as turny or carvy. But I needed faster, so faster won. I've been able to get that 1325 to, going in winds that are as light as like 12 miles an hour. Now, I've probably done less than that, but I'm not really counting those. I'm counting sessions that are reliably and consistently getting up in what I would consider a minimal amount of wind for that specific foil, and not pumping more than I care to, not waiting for that one lucky gust to get me up. What gets me up consistently is usually I need the 12 miles an hour on my 1325. So the problem I have now is that I just tried the 1525, and that got me up in lighter winds than I've ever been before, and I was the only one up on foil this day. It didn't turn fast or anything. Its wingspan is just barely longer than my 1325, but the tips of my 1325. My 1325 is kind of like a katana, and the 1525 is a little bit more like a machete. So this got me up in lighter winds than I've ever been in before. And the speed was okay. I got up to 19 miles an hour on that super light wind day. I think I could probably change the stab out, and with a little more power, I think I could probably get it over 20. One of the local conditions that we get a lot around here typically is that in Nahant, you can see some offshore wind and then waves that are typically like a groundswell, but small, like 1.5 to 2 feet. So they're kind of hard to stay on such small waves because they're fast moving, and you're also going straight into a headwind. That's why I use the 1325. It, will kind of hook the small waves, and it has a pretty low drag, so it's like efficiency and its speed kind of helps it stay on waves. But I'm kind of feeling the 1525 could work, and that could get me out in slightly less windy conditions. The thing doesn't turn fast. I didn't expect it to. Every time I'm on one of these foils, I kind of have to relearn how to jibe and tack. So these things aren't for shredding waves by any means. They're for kind of pointing and cruising down the line. So I thought I was done. I thought I'd kind of figured things all out. My 1325 was my light wind weapon, and then you realize when you get out in 2 miles an hour or less with the 1525, it all just hits me at a weird time, and it kind of opened up Pandora's box in my head. I'm doing this series on these big wings, and my absolute bottom end is dictated by this 1325, and now I see that I can actually go lower. So how low do I want to go? What would I be happy doing, and what are the compromises? What are the costs? It's kind of blown my whole world wide open, and that kind of sucks. So this year, we're seeing the industry evolve, and we're all faced with these new choices that we didn't have before when it comes to light wind. Do you get a big hand wing? I've been rocking out on these big wings in the last year and totally loving it. I love power. I love being able to, be on smaller foils. Big wings are now in V2s and V3s, and technology is improving and evolving. There's new materials, there's new innovations. A big wing is a safe choice for me because it works on multiple angles. I can get up in lighter winds, but then, I can go out in smaller foils as the wind increases. An alternative road to go down is you get a bigger foil. You know, my go-to has been this 1325, but now that's, 1525 is on the board, and Armie's just released these new MA foil series, and some of them are big, like a 1475 and a 1750, and now, to make things more complicated, they're just releasing their new APF line, which has a 1675 and an 1880, and those foils are changing the game. They're made for pumping, which is totally exciting and simultaneously sucks so hard for my wallet. And then the elephant that's very quickly outgrowing its room is these longer, skinnier downwind boards. If you asked me 2 weeks ago, I was not prepared to go here. I was only kind of mildly half interested. And then I tried this 1525, and it really got me thinking about gear options and what I want to do. So my first thoughts were, what would this foil do, let's say with a downwind board, and can I paddle up with it? And that just kind of opens up more options. So it's like, holy crap, what do? Most of us can't demo a downwind board. The shipping costs are crazy, and the costs of the board themselves are just like so much more. Such a big step for someone like me who doesn't have a ton of money. So we watch and we read, about these people frothing about these boards. We wonder if it's worth it. Is it worth it? I don't know, but I think it is. So I'm soul searching hard. I could also buy these bigger foils now. I'm not really sure I'm into that because, there's trade-offs, and yeah, I could go out in lighter winds, but then you're just mowing the lawn unless there's like some little waves that you can ride. But there's something awesome about being the only guy out there, yet wings always better with friends, And then you've got these big wings, that should, in theory, be better and more efficient as time goes on. I like power. I like using smaller foils. So I feel like big wings are like a safe option when it comes to my light wind dilemma. So I'm soul searching. I'm soul searching hard. And I just Googled how much it would cost, if I sold my kidney on the black market. It's not worth it. But I've mentally committed to getting a bigger wing at this point, but maybe I'll get a downwind board too. When's the right time to do it? Probably this fall. Should I wait until next year? I don't know. I'm exploring all the options. I'm pricing things out, trying to find stuff to sell in my basement. Is anyone else going through this? I can't be the only one. All of this, my life getting turned, upside down just because I tried this 1525. I almost wish I hadn't, but I can't take it back now. So I'm moving forward, but I don't know what I'm gonna do. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. I have some wind in the next couple days in the forecast, so I will be battling it out with the next 2 Strike CWCs. I'm stoked for that. Drop a comment. Let me know how you're navigating your light wind situations at home. I'd love to know what directions you're taking. Big kite, big foil, long board. What have you tried? What's working for you? I could use your advice. And with that, I hope all of you guys are doing well out there. I'll see you guys soon on the flip, and I wish you all an awesome day. Later.